Greetings, pro wrestling fans, and thank you for joining us at the Pro Wrestling LookBack Podcast. I'm Nick, and I'm sitting here with
Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner's here. This first time back since the LookBack SummerSlam 1992.
It was a great time.
Yeah, shout out to that show. Definitely go check that out, Pro Wrestling LookBack Podcast. We're here for another roundtable. It's going to be episode 5 of the roundtable. We're going to get Donovan on a phone call. We're going to do a little intro here, just shout out our Twitters and get all the PW LookBack stuff in there. Don't forget to check out Pro Wrestling LookBack on Twitter at PW LookBack and Instagram. Same on both. The email, if you want to get in contact with us, is prowrestlinglookback@gmail.com. The website is prowrestlinglookback.wordpress.com, and everything is on YouTube at Pro Wrestling LookBack. Don't forget to check out my personal Twitter at Salsa, SCELSA, and Tanner's Twitter at TPrice40. Is that what it is?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you remember because I had to think there for a moment.
Yeah, it's okay. We're not too professional here. It's not like you gotta know everything. It's all good. But yeah, thanks for coming back with us and, I don't know, doing a little bit of a Hell in a Cell-ish look back. I don't know. We're going to talk about Hell in a Cell and Raw and Smackdown and just kind of see where those divisions go. But we'll get to Donovan and the phone call. We'll be back with that. All right, guys, we're back. We're here, sitting here, Nick, sitting in with Tanner. We're going to get Donovan on the phone. Can you hear us, Donovan?
Hey, what's going on?
All right. How's it going, man?
Not bad. Sorry I'm not there with you guys live.
Yeah, it's okay.
I have, there was that big... there's the media only invited to that big press conference today for that McGregor Khabib fight, so I had to be in New York for that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm here.
You got to do your duties for the look back, you know.
Were you actually there?
Yeah,
oh, you got him. Usually I'm the one that gets fooled.
No, I was there.
That's
Hollywood
legend,
Don.
Yo, give your boy a call next time.
Yeah.
I am giving you a call right now.
Yeah.
That's true. But, yeah, so we're here for another roundtable edition. We shouted at our Twitters and did a little intro at the beginning, so I don't know. You want to get your Twitter in?
Yeah, the Twitter's at New School Money. I'm sure they all are aware of the spelling at this point.
Yeah, let's hope. Give it to them one more time and get the Instagram in there, too.
On the Twitter is at New School Money, NEWSKOOLOMONEY. Sorry.
Yeah.
And the Instagram is only one Hangman.
Only one.
That's right.
Only one.
There's only one. Yeah.
There's like a couple, but you know. It's all good.
But yeah, so where do you want to start? We got Tanner here to kind of he watched the show with us. He like I said in the intro, he was on the look back we did for SummerSlam 1992. So don't forget to go back and look back at our look back. But yeah, where do you want to start, man? Hell in a Cell. Did you like the show?
Hey, will you guys grade it for me? Give me a grade
on the overall.
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid B, maybe a C plus or a B.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a solid B.
Maybe I guess that would be B minus, C plus, but probably a B. I thought the show was pretty well rounded and there was some pretty good matches. Like the finish was definitely not something special or anything to.
No, the last match I honestly expected something to be a little bit more spectacular. Like I feel the match between Randy Orton
and Jeff to open the show.
Like, that was absolutely amazing, you know?
Yeah, well, shout out to Randy Orton for, I don't know, not giving a fuck and going out there.
Twisting earlobes with screwdrivers and all.
Yeah, well, and getting all cut up himself.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. His skin hanging off his thigh there.
How much was he bleeding? But, yeah, I'd say a B. Don, what about you?
Okay, well, I'm not on the same page. I'll give it a C, but I think I'm being kind, maybe.
You're being kind with a C.
Yeah.
So you weren't a huge fan?
Not huge on it. I enjoyed that match a lot. I didn't mind the
Randy Orton Jeff.
Yeah, that was a good one. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
I don't want to sound too fanboy, too underground on you, too indie, but like, I'm really just enjoying the AJ Joe feud in general. Like that's kind of one of the things I like about what's going on right now.
I hate that feud.
Oh,
not a fan?
I'm not a fan of it.
But keep in mind, Tanner doesn't have the context of previous years of TNA, and these guys have been fighting each other for
Fair enough.
over a decade, right?
But if you're talking about the average fan,
but I like
me,
that. I like getting that perspective on the show. It's
from
good.
the average fan, we're seeing what they're portraying right now in WWE. I don't know. I just don't buy the whole like I'm the new daddy Samoa Joe type of thing.
Is it a bit weird for you?
It is a bit weird. It's a weird turn for WWE to take for me. To like honestly, I don't know. It's just it just doesn't flow for me.
No, that's fair. I think I'm kind of somewhere in the middle of the two of you. I'm okay with it, and it's definitely not one of my favorite things of the show, but I don't know. The match was all right.
Yeah, it was interesting to see Joe. Man, Joe beat the piss out of him.
Yeah.
Like, AJ got his shit. AJ got some offense in for sure. But like even by the end of it, we seen the weird finish with AJ.
Yeah,
he tapped.
Well, that's what I was going to get into. Yeah, it's
like he was bleeding at the mouth and fucking staggering all over the place. You know what I mean? Like Joe still kind of walked out of there in better shape than he did.
I just think unless AJ, like the like you said with the finish, I think if AJ knows he's pinning him and he can hear the ref counting, just fucking let him get one more second. Like, can you really not hold on that one more second that you got to tap out?
Storyline
joke.
I know, but that's like psychology. is you say storyline, I say psychology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he should be smart enough to think, okay, 1, 2, he can hear the ref unless he's like knocked out at that point, and he's like, which at that point he's not tapping out. You know what I mean? Like I get what you're saying. And it is a story.
That's written in the story. I think if it was a different scenario, and if we're talking like real life, I don't think he would have tapped.
No, or he would have he wouldn't have if it was that close to the ending. You know what I mean? Not that you're getting pinned in mixed martial arts or something like that, but if it was close to the end of the round, let's say, and there's 2 seconds, like the guy's probably not going to tap in real life.
No. They did a really good job on that, though, because even when they went back, I didn't even realize that AJ tapped.
Oh, yeah, they did that. That was good job with camera angles, for sure.
Perfect timing, great camera angles. They sold it well.
Don?
Yeah, no, I wasn't even saying the finish is what I enjoyed. I'm just talking overall as far as, like, match quality, stuff like that. The finish was shit. I'm not happy about that, really. You know what I mean?
Well, it definitely was.
But,
what about AJ and Joe in Australia? Do you think like Joe's walking away with the title now, or what?
Do we have a stipulation yet, or is it?
I think there's no stipulation. I think the stipulation is no rules. Like nothing, everything.
No holds barred.
Yeah, everything goes. Because I think that, as far as I can tell, they want to just put an end to it. So.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because you also have the show in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Crown Jewel. We'll get to that a little bit too. I want to talk about the name and just the whole Saudi show in general with you, but maybe save that. Unless you want.
No, I'm just wondering how like that the outcome of this match coming up in Australia is kind of where I'm thinking on, like, are they going to continue the feud? If AJ wins, it's done, I think, right? But if Joe wins, we'll probably see these two going at it for another 2 months.
For sure. I still think, like I said on previous shows, I really think AJ's got his eyes set on Royal Rumble. Not him as the character, but I just think they've got him going all the way to Royal Rumble with that belt. And then we'll see what happens with the belt at Royal Rumble, at least going into Mania. But I don't know. That's just my own opinion. I'm going to stick on that until we get to Rumble in January. But yeah, I don't know. Tanner, do you think going forward, I know you're not too familiar with the shows we have going forward, more with the stuff we just seen, but where do you see these two going? Like, do you think it should end soon? Like, should Joe win the belt, or should AJ just beat him and be on to the next guy?
There's obviously got to be one more match here, and
yeah, like
Samoa,
I said,
like Donovan said, if Joe wins, it's gonna go on more.
Yeah, it's not over.
But if AJ gets a legit win and not that fake win that he got there at the Hell in the Cell, then I think it might be over. And to be honest, I'm over it.
Yeah,
like I'm done with the feud.
I don't want to see them fight 10 more times either.
No,
I'm not trying to.
No, I feel like right now we've got a lot of feuds that are really like lasting a long time. So I wouldn't mind some freshness. I don't know. We'll talk about it. I mean, we can go into it now if you want, but yeah, I guess I don't have it written down. So why don't we talk about that match before we go into all the other championship matches? The Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
This match was, I mean, the match itself was good. It's not like it was anything over the moon, but just the brutality that Randy took between the fucking whatever the heck he had in his back, the spikes and the ripped up thigh.
Well, I think that belt wasn't even meant to be used. I thought it was totally cosmetic. And you know Hardy, he's a very creative wrestler. So he just pulled it out because it was probably breaking, and he actually just hit Randy with it, not anticipating.
Randy was whooping his ass around with that belt first.
Yeah, Randy was the one that took it out, but you're right. Like,
was he hitting him with the stud side, though? Because as soon as Hardy got him on that backside, like, it started bleeding right away.
Yeah, I don't think he was hitting him with the side with the studs, and Hardy had the little fishnet, more or less, to help, too, so it did something.
And Randy cut his leg there when from the chair, right?
Yeah, it was when Jeff did the swanton off the top rope with the chair sitting on Randy. I think kind of the bottom bar broke off in the side of the chair where the metal...
Did they ever have a follow-up on that?
On his leg? No, they posted a picture on Instagram and stuff like that and showed like a little string of his skin sitting beside him on a napkin. It was pretty gross, I gotta be honest. Like I said before, shout out to Randy Orton, but I don't know, Jeff did a good job. I was expecting a little more, but I think the finish was weird with the monkey bars swing onto the table.
It was different, but I feel like you would be able to see that Randy got off the table.
Oh, yeah, well, we did see, but you're right.
I mean, for Hardy's perspective.
Oh, for sure. What about you, Don? Just give me your thoughts on the whole match.
I enjoyed it overall. I mean, like you said, the finish, it was interesting. I knew going into it, I didn't think he was gonna be doing a swanton off the cage or anything, just because it was kind of expected, right?
Yeah.
I think everyone was kind of expecting Jeff Hardy to take some kind of courageous, crazy dive. So I guess he got creative with it and did the whole weird monkey swing. I enjoyed the physicality of the match, like.
I can't disagree with that.
It was well done.
I think it was it was my favorite of the night for sure.
I probably have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
For an opening match, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was definitely a good way to open the show. Like I kind of wish that the show ended as high as it opened, but
you got to give credit to that referee too.
We'll get to that.
When he dropped off and hit that table, and the ref said, "Stop the match, lift this cage." He sold that perfectly. I genuinely thought for a moment or two that he was actually hurt.
Yeah, so did I. You're right, and I'm happy you brought that up because the ref did do a good job, and I wasn't really sure what happened. So
yeah,
but yeah, we can move on if you want to, Don.
Yeah.
I guess we can go on to the women's stuff from Hell in a Cell. We don't have to go too deep into every single match, but I don't know. Give me some thoughts on if you want to talk generic, the women's division, or if you want to talk Charlotte, Becky, or Ronda, Alexa. You kind of steer the ship here.
Well, I was a little surprised that Becky won the title here.
Same. I was expecting it at Evolution.
Yeah, I think we were both on the same page with that.
Yeah.
And I think it might take away from it in the long run. It might take away from her title reign in the long run, to tell you the truth. Like,
do you think she'll lose it at Evolution?
I fucking hope not.
I mean, again, it's weird. Like, we have these feuds again that are just like, it matters what happens at the other show and this show, and they all kind of tie into each other. Like, you know what I mean?
And there's too many fucking shows right now.
Australia or what? Like, what's going on here?
I don't even know if Tanner knows about all these shows that are happening. So we've got
well, I know the one in Australia.
Yeah, we've got the Australia Super Showdown happening next weekend, or this weekend, I don't know, coming up in the next 2 weeks. We've got
Australia's Super House Show.
Australia's Don Numbers. We got Evolution pay-per-view in October, and then 5 days later we've got Crown Jewel, which is another Saudi Arabia show that they're doing.
No girls allowed again?
Nope. Not that we know of. But
Vince McMahon's old school, man.
no, Vince old school in the sense that when they say we're gonna bring dumpsters and dump trucks of money to your house if you come do a WWE show in our country, maybe that's what you mean. But no, they're getting their own pay-per-view. So I don't know if this is a yin and a yang thing to make one to make up for the other. I fucking hope not, because I'm genuinely more excited for this women's pay-per-view than I've been.
What is that? Because I remember when they announced it
in a while.
Yeah.
But, October 28th.
There you go.
Okay, so
I only remember that because my sister's birthday is the day before.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
Don, you got a sister?
Yeah.
Oh, How old is she?
Oh no, let's not do this here.
Yeah, we're not doing that here. both of my sisters are happily married women.
Okay.
There you go. Conversation over. Charlotte versus Becky. We know you're an expert on Charlotte there, Don.
Loves her.
Again, like you said, you were surprised with Becky winning the belt. Where do you see your main girl Charlotte going from here?
Well, I want to see Becky kind of hold the title for a while, so I'm hoping she kind of comes out on top, because she kind of Becky needs this a little more, you know what I mean?
She's needed this push forever.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely want to see her carry on with the title.
Yeah.
As far as Charlotte goes after, I don't really know. I don't know what's going on with anybody. I feel these two are probably going to fight at the women's pay-per-view for sure, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see after that, because after that, I think shortly after that, we'll have I don't want to go too far down the line, but Survivor Series, where we're probably going to see brand on brand, like title versus title type of thing. So it'll be interesting to see if they go with
Becky and Ronda.
Yeah, the arm bar and the disarmer, like that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, they might try and play off that. That's a good call. I wanted to talk a bit just on the whole babyface and heel and who should be what, and I'm not going to get into like who really should be what, because I have no real clout in saying who should be a babyface and who should be a heel. But I just think this feud should have been reversed. Like, Charlotte should have been the one talking about the fans turning on her and all this stuff, and Becky should have stayed the babyface. But at the same time, I just started thinking about this yesterday, because I've been very keen on Becky should have been the babyface, but I kind of feel like maybe if they didn't do it this way and they did it the way that I wanted originally, people would have been I don't want to say displeased, but
no, I feel like
thinking that it was too much of the norm.
Yeah, the popularity wouldn't have been there, because how many times has Charlotte played the heel while Becky was the baby?
That's kind of what
right?
you know what I mean? Like, everybody says that's what they wanted, including me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But maybe it really wasn't. Maybe people wouldn't have been behind it because it's so of the same thing, where at least this is something different.
I like what they did with Becky, and I think that's why they did this as well. She needed a whole new character change, because she was always behind Charlotte. She's always, second best, doing whatever it took to help her best friend out, right? And eventually, as humans, we can only take so much from a certain individual if they're mistreating us wrong, and it turned her bad, and I loved what they did with Becky.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I totally agree.
Her new revival, I think a lot of the fans are attracted to that idea. And that's why they're cheering for her, not so much as they are for Charlotte. And I feel like Charlotte isn't necessarily even a babyface in this situation. I feel like she's in between a heel and a babyface. Do you know what I mean?
Yes and no. I mean, she's a heel to the fans because the fans want Becky to be the one.
But how much of a babyface is she acting like? It's kind of like with Becky. Becky's like a heel but a babyface with the fans, and her storyline right now.
Yeah.
Because she is being a badass and a heel in the storyline against Charlotte.
But the fans are into it.
Yeah, but at the same time, she's doing it, and it's coming from a positive motion that, she was neglected, she was mistreated by her friend, and she's had enough. And so she's risen to the top and wanted to be the champion.
And Charlotte, no, I see what you're saying. He makes a good point. No, Don?
Yeah. I mean, as Triple H would say, say boo, she's bad.
But yeah,
it's kind of like Ronda, like Rousey. They make her, come out looking ferocious and like a heel and all that, but she's at the same time a babyface.
No, and I like where you're going, because Tanner's probably the more newer one to the show. But perfect segue. How do you feel about Ronda and Alexa in that match?
Yeah,
Don, you go.
Either one of your opinions.
I wasn't, I think we all kind of knew who was going to win.
For sure, but it went a lot longer than I think we were all expecting.
It did.
Well, I did kind of think that it would be longer than the first. I said they might try to
play off the ribs,
the ribs and whatnot, and they did.
Yeah.
It was good. It wasn't bad.
No, it was good, but it wasn't anything special to me. It didn't stand out, And you know what I think about Ronda, so it's not a biased opinion. anything by any means.
Yeah,
But
Tanner's not a fan of Raw, and I don't know how much he wants to get into it on this show specifically.
yeah, we'll talk
Look
about
for
that
him
on
maybe
another
in
one.
the future
It's
on
not that I'm
another look back or
It's not
or
that I'm so much
roundtable.
not a fan. I enjoy the character that she is. Don't get me wrong, but she has too much intensity. She's too amateur. It's that simple.
But she has star power, so they give her. I
She
see
has
what you
a
mean,
name.
though. Yeah, she's got. Yeah,
I don't mean to bring UFC into this, but I don't know if some of your viewers have heard that USADA lifted the 4-year ban on John Jones.
I
and
did see that.
Yeah, so he has a 15-month ban. Of course, it's gonna, the suspension's gonna expire within a few days before their main event in Madison Square Garden. So it's because John Jones' name will bring a shit ton of money. Ronda Rousey brings a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know. I'm not even a big UFC fan, but I definitely want to see him back.
Yeah. Well, I do and I don't. I'm not even going to go there because that's a totally different sport.
Yeah. Well, Don, I don't know. Any thoughts on any of that
Fuck
stuff?
Bones.
Oh, I'm not going to dive down the UFC tunnel right now, but
Yeah.
For sure.
yeah.
Me and Doug could have gone for an hour on this, but
Yeah, that might be a sideshow. UFC look back. You guys can do that. I got some old DVDs or something we could look back at, but
do you actually?
yeah, I got one with GSP and Matt Serra too.
Oh, great one.
I have that DVD.
Oh, those knees
What
are
about
brutal.
the old tag? I don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I was just going to talk about. Bring up both divisions because I think the SmackDown division we should start with because I really don't have a lot to say.
The tag titles?
Yeah, the tag titles. Like I'm over New Day, man, and I'm a fan. Like I like New Day. Like if you ask me, like New Day should go in the Hall of Fame one day as New Day. But
Well, that's funny. Me and Tanner were saying that during the show.
Yeah, how over we are
but
of them.
they need to like stay together, but also change.
No, they need to change their whole character.
Well,
to,
no,
to me,
still
what they're equivalent
Be
to
New Day, but
change
just-
their methods and like not necessarily change their character's name, but like change. They need a revival.
Well, the Pancakes got to go.
Well, that and the Bootios. What do they call it?
The Bootios have gone, but it's Pancakes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Big E singles push with New Day doing their own thing, like Kofi and Xavier doing their own thing at the same time, but they're still the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What I look at like
Don,
like,
you, Tanner, sorry.
like New Day to me is like a glass of pop that you leave out overnight and you wake up in the morning, you take a sip of that flat ass sugary pop. That's what New Day is. They are flat. They are done.
Oh my God.
There's no more carbonation.
It was so good when it was crisp out of the fridge, cold.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's just been sitting out overnight into the morning, and you drink that flat ass pop, and you're like you still drink it, and you're like, it's okay.
It's sugary. It
Yeah.
has flavor.
Like it still draws some attention to it, but it's mediocre.
The sizzle is gone.
Yeah, the flair, everything. They're essentially just mediocre now.
Yeah. I
It
don't
was
know.
a great reference.
That is a good reference, but I don't know where that division is going. Let's hope maybe Sanity can snake their way up into that. I don't see it going anywhere anytime
Well, on the
soon, but
the El Grande Australian house show, we got them against the bar, right? So maybe we'll get a little switcheroo.
I mean, I'd like to see that just because the bar hasn't won the SmackDown tag titles. But like, I don't know. It's a change at least.
I hope they give me some sort of fucking title change at this house show. Make it mean something, man.
What, like the tags specifically, or
Anything.
anything?
Yeah, anything. Just give me some. Well, on the other side of the Raw tag titles, we won't be seeing those defended unless they drop them to someone else, because we got every fucking Raw belt in one match. Not on the line at all.
Holy fuck! I didn't even.
We got on one side, Tanner. Check this out, okay? In case you don't know how great this match is.
I'm dying right now. By the way,
we got the Shield.
Holy.
We got Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion.
Yep.
With his two comrades there, Dean and Seth, taking on
the boys,
the opposing team. I don't know what they call them, but Braun.
They don't have a name for them.
Oh, it is.
Don't
It's
forget,
got some
Braun
dog
does
name.
have the Intercontinental title.
Yes.
There's all the belts on Raw, all the men's titles in one match. They're not on the line at all. So
And they're not on the line?
No, because
Nope.
Seth is the Intercontinental, Roman is the Universal, Dean has nothing.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre are the tag titles,
Tag titles.
and Braun has nothing, and that's all the belts.
All the male
And they're
belts.
fighting each other 3 versus 3.
Yeah.
The good old Shield.
I didn't even know that.
What year is it? Fuck the Shield, man. It's not 20
What do you-
fucking.
I'm not even gonna go here with you. The Shield is.
I don't
want to
go down that road either. But
full send. I'm sure Donovan will back me up on this, but
he will. But
I don't have anything really against the Shield, but I don't know why every belt is.
I do.
Every belt's tied up in this storyline. Not even just on the Shield. I mean, we got Dolph in them too. Like every belt is just tied up.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of fucking sense, to be honest.
Storyline without the fucking tag belts and the Intercontinental, like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And my thing is like, fuck. I used to like Seth Rollins, and you know how fucking excited I was for Dean Ambrose to come back.
Well, are you just upset because you look at them as essentially lackeys?
Well, they're there
for Roman?
to help Roman.
They're the boys.
And I don't even
man.
hate Roman, but like, well, I don't know. That's a different topic.
So
but
since they actually have a genuine friendship and a storyline that came like
the
before,
only reason they're with him is to help bring him up. Like, wouldn't you rather Dean be fighting for like a belt?
But Seth fought for one. He has one.
Yeah, that's true. But what? Fighting Seth, maybe? Fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't
they're
you
gonna do that? I'm sure eventually. But it's like they actually have like a storyline built up behind it. Meanwhile, Braun Strowman and all of them, they just kind of mash together as heels to fight the Shield. And I think you might have a hate on for the Shield just because you hate Roman.
Well, no, I hate the idea that they're there to help build him up when they could be doing their own thing. And I get what you're saying, and I think it has more to do with
I know what you mean. They're not
fact,
doing as much of their own thing.
I think it has more to do with the fact that I didn't watch the Shield in their
prime.
In their intro. Like, Don saw them break into the business. I didn't see, like, when I started watching wrestling, they were broken up. Mm-hmm. Well, when I started watching again, they were broken up. So, I don't know. But I see what you're saying. Like,
but I also agree with what you're saying, too, because they don't have enough time to focus on their own individual characters as themselves. Like, before Dean came back to Raw, when he was on SmackDown, I'm sure he had a lot more spotlight.
Yeah, and he did, and... Well, no, he was on Raw before he got hurt, but he was on SmackDown at one point. But I don't know. I think that, like Don said, back to what Don said, the fact that this storyline, not only just this match, this whole storyline involving all 6 guys, involves every single belt on Monday Night Raw.
Just not on the line.
No. So.
It will be interesting to see where they go with this.
Yeah. Don, I told you before I called you earlier when we were recording that I wrote something down on the sheet for you about IC and US title.
Oh yeah, well.
What do we got going on? I mean, we just talked a little bit about Seth, but
I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. I mean, for me to not be such a negative on
for sure, I don't want to be negative either. Like I've said a million times, at Pro Wrestling LookBack is all opinion based, but fuck me.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still like because we kind of touched on the U.S. stuff before the pay-per-view.
Yeah, and I was more in the side of if you don't have anything for Nakamura, then don't just throw him in a match to say he's in a match. You know what I mean? I'd rather the feud mean something. And I know he fought. I think I had said to you earlier that it was someone else, but it was Rusev that he had a match against.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
On SmackDown with Aiden English getting involved and everything, and I feel like Nakamura right now he's got the belt just to have the belt, and he's
Looks cool.
Well, yeah, it does, but he's in.
No. I'm being totally sarcastic. That's why he has the belt.
Well, but I mean, it does look cool. I'm a fan. Maybe that's why I don't mind it. But he's in.
I love Nakamura.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, fuck. I'm trying to fucking.
Shout out to that book for a quick second.
Yes.
Shout out to that Nakamura book. I've been reading that. That's a good read.
Yeah, you got to send that my way after, because me and Tanner, maybe both of us. But
yeah, but I don't know. So like I was saying, not to be too negative. Like, let's give it a couple weeks and see what they do. I guess for that, because it is just after the pay-per-view. He fought Rusev.
Totally. Well, that's what I was going to say.
I want to see him in some kind of storyline.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I don't think they're using him to develop other storylines.
But Shinsuke's the type of character that you want in the main storyline, in my opinion.
Totally. That's what I'm trying. Like, of course, he's here. He's working with matches with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton's interfering. Yeah. He's working matches with Rusev and Aiden English is interfering.
You're completely right. He's setting them up.
Like, he's helping along other stories, which I guess is fine, but He's a fucking U.S. champion. Does nobody on, like, Rusev and like, do these guys not want his belt? Are they just fighting because they want to fight each other and they don't want belts?
Well, no, they don't want it. You know why? Because it doesn't mean shit right now. Someone's got to come and make this title relevant.
I feel like
Maybe
that hype train for Shinsuke isn't gone either. Like, I feel like he is a massive fan base, and he just gets the people going. I know they changed him a little bit, like you said.
They made him a heel and they changed his music up.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah.
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 So what do you think? I know this is off topic, but what do you think the reasoning behind why they did that? Because the fans loved it. They cheered on to him every time he came out.
It was they wanted to continue the AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And they needed a way to continue that after WrestleMania, after having a nice, epic babyface versus babyface, we both respect each other match.
Mm-hmm.
After that's over, there's kind of like you can't really have another one.
Yeah.
Like if me and you both respect each other and we fight each other and it's over and you win or I win and we shake hands and we walk away,
yeah,
you can't really have another fight.
No,
right?
no, but what does that have to do with influencing and turning him into a heel and changing his music?
They wanted to continue AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Shinsuke fucking low blows AJ at the end of the WrestleMania match so they can continue. What is it? Extreme Rules is the next match after Mania? Or
something like Money in the Bank.
You know what I mean? So they can go into the next pay-per-view continuing this storyline, but with, now Shinsuke's pissed off because he respected AJ. He said he respected, but then he lost, and that was all gone.
I guess you'd have to change your music if you're going to be a heel.
They don't do it for everyone, but the main reason they did it for Nakamura was because of the chanting along.
Mm-hmm.
Nakamura's music had gotten to the point where everyone,
But to me, that was one of the best parts.
Exactly.
Like, I remember we saw that live.
No, but this is why they did it.
Yeah.
Because they want you to boo him. And I said on previous lookbacks, Donovan's heard, he can vouch. This might have been the first time, maybe, I don't want to say it definitively, but it was one of the first times in wrestling that I was watching my favorite wrestler as a babyface turn heel, and I bought in 100%.
And
I looked, and I was like, Shinsuke, no. Like, no, what are you doing?
A boy's heart was broken that day.
Like, exactly. I genuinely, and it wasn't like, oh, why are they turning him heel? Like, it was like, no, Shinsuke, what the fuck?
No.
So, like, that kind of shit, that's why we watch wrestling in the first place. So
he just brings a good energy to the ring. Like, when we were in Toronto, we saw him
at TakeOver.
Yeah, saw him at TakeOver.
Toronto.
Just the electric energy in that building. I saw videos on my phone. Insane.
Yeah. It was epic.
It was absolutely amazing.
Epic.
But just even be in that, area when that happens, it was special.
Yeah, stay tuned for a future Pro Wrestling LookBack, NXT LookBack show featuring Tanner and myself and maybe Mike D and Donovan.
Maybe get Simon on there.
Oh yeah, Simon was there too, but I don't know if he could do a show. Shout out to Simon, that's probably not listening, but yeah. I don't know. That's pretty much it for the belts. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Donovan? I figured we could talk a little bit maybe about the women's division and or Crown Jewel pay-per-view, unless there's anything you want to bring up.
Quick note, just speaking on that whole double turning, well, not double turning, but the whole when Nakamura turned and whatnot and feuds going. I had brought up to you like a couple weeks ago, not on any show or anything, but about maybe AJ turning to extend his title reign. And I almost wonder, like, that's the first thing that crossed my mind, not to jump too back into this, but that's the first thing that crossed my mind when he tapped out. Because, like, I mean, they haven't really explained that, but that's kind of like he lost, like he tapped, he lost.
Yeah.
That's a very heel. That's something you almost would lead into someone turning slowly. I don't know, but they might just not explain it because they do that.
Yeah,
like Dolph Ziggler quits the company and shows up in the Royal Rumble. So
Kevin Owens quit and showed up the next week working for Baron Corbin.
Fair enough. But where would that story go, Donovan, do you think? Like, because it'd be hard to flip Samoa to be the babyface and have AJ as the heel with their feud.
Well, hey, man, the truth comes out that Daddy wasn't there. And,
no, okay, now we're playing too far into a man's family, in my opinion.
I'm just saying.
Well, yeah. You can turn Samoa into that babyface.
We'll see where it goes. I just want them to explain that, like, because that still hasn't really been
explained
properly, other than Joe yelling and saying, "What, you lost, right? You lost," like whatever he was saying on SmackDown there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna get a vicious match at Super Duper Showdown, but
yeah. maybe that'll be the grand title change I'm hoping for.
Yeah, so you definitely want Joe to win this, eh? You think it's his time?
I'm a fan of AJ just as much as the next guy.
Of course. No, I agree.
But I'd like to see Joe. Yeah, I'd like to see
it's something that
more with him.
Sorry to cut you off. It's something that Wade Keller mentions pretty frequently on a lot of his shows that I listen to. He always talks about just how Joe's had this history since, TNA and all these titles that he's racked up over. And he kind of deserves to, not that you want to just have guys, once they put their time in, they deserve the title. That's not what I'm getting at, but it's more, he's one of those guys that has put in his time and deserves to be in the name of people that have held the WWE Championship.
Well, I remember back when I periodically used to watch wrestling, and he was in the picture then. It's just they've never really done anything with him.
And he's been around since what, 15, Donovan? Or was he there?
WWE?
Yeah, when did he sign? Excuse me. When did he sign in NXT?
Oh, I'm bad with those dates.
So am I. I want to say
it's probably 14, 15. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking, because I feel like he was in NXT when I got back into it in early 2015, I think it was, or late. I can't remember.
I remember seeing him in NXT.
Yeah, but shout out to him. I got a picture with him above me on the wall here when I was fucking 13 years old in Oshawa.
Yeah,
him doing a show. So
I'm looking at the picture right now.
Yeah, pretty sweet. But the only other thing I was going to... Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I was just going to... I wanted to get into something totally different with kind of if Joe doesn't win the belt and who might challenge AJ.
Well, that's what I mean. Is that's the only reason to... not the only reason, but I just feel like AJ has solidified his spot right now. Not to say, we should give guys the belt to help bring up their character or whatnot. I just think Joe could do some cool stuff with that title for the next little bit if he is to carry on with it. AJ has enough credibility and people behind him and whatnot, and the company backing him in a sense, so that I feel like he'd be okay without that title. They could find something for him to do. I just don't know what to do with Samoa Joe without that, without this. I don't know where he goes. Yeah, because
without Samoa having a story like that, or like you said, a title, he's kind of just dead in the water.
Unless he goes back to Shinsuke, which they've done enough in NXT and WWE at this point. But I just...
He is the perfect heel, though. Samoa's a great heel. That's why if they ever turn him babyface, you know my perspective on Joe. I don't even really like him to begin with. But and he needs to change his music. I hate his walk-in music. I absolutely hate it.
Everyone loves it, though. That's what's so...
It's just... It reminds me of
He does. Tanner doesn't like it. I love it. My ringtone.
Oh, no way. You're kidding me, Don.
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
Okay.
He does brush his teeth to it, though.
It's absolutely brutal. But he plays a great heel, though. If they changed him to a babyface, I don't even know what they would do with him.
Yeah. I want to get into a little bit off topic, or not off topic, not that we have a specific topic, but to change the topic, I want to see who you guys think AJ could fight, because I really think this whole Randy Orton Vicious thing has got some potential, and I know that's going to make anybody listening who's been watching wrestling for a long time groan, because it's Randy Orton back in the world title picture. But I don't know. I feel like this. Did you see the segment on SmackDown, Donovan?
I didn't see it. I seen a little clip. I didn't completely see the whole segment.
Yeah, and I know.
Go back and watch.
I know Tanner didn't see it either, so I'll kind of explain it. They kind of just said on the broadcast, they're like, "Oh, Randy Orton's taking over the trucks in the back." So they cut to the trucks in the back, and then it kind of slowly pans over to Randy Orton. Kind of has his hands on the back of the production truck guy's shoulders, not massaging him, but just kind of forcing him. And they got all these videos up of Randy just beating the fucking piss out of Jeff Hardy over the last 5 weeks and shit. And then Randy is telling him, he's switching from photos. I can't remember if it was a photo or a video of their match, but right to the point where Jeff's ear was all fucking twisted, and he's asking the guy, how do you think that feels? And all this stuff, in his ear, and then he grabs him by the neck, and I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool, and he's saying, that's what my next victim is gonna feel the same. Who do you guys think his next victim is?
Well, that could be anyone.
Well, you know what? No, this is another problem I have with there's not a lot. We talked about this a bit last time too. There's not a lot of baby faces on SmackDown.
No, because I'm trying to think of other people that can fight him that aren't AJ.
I know Daniel Bryan's kind of tied up.
Oh, yeah, he's tied up. You don't want... And do they really want to go back down the Daniel... And I didn't even watch that shit live, but do they want to go back down the Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan road?
Yeah, no,
is that something they want to rehash?
Yeah. Who else is there? I mean, yeah, AJ is the only guy, really.
Have they done a few between AJ and Randy Orton before or no?
No.
No, they definitely haven't.
It's probably the path they're going to go down then.
That's what I'm thinking. It's more just people, diehard fans, like the real marks don't fucking want... I can guarantee you there's people that don't want Randy Orton back in that top position. Because he was there for so long with Cena.
Yeah.
For so many years.
Well, he's one of them old dogs, early 2000s
which
and all that.
Which is crazy to think about.
It is crazy, but that's another thing. Like, you know me, I'm an average fan, but I remember seeing him back in the early 2000s and stuff.
Yeah, 2004,
back when you were
5, 6,
when you were
of course
first back into wrestling and all that. He was great then, but he's still playing the same character. Like I kind of had that reference for New Day. I feel like he's like a stale piece of bread. He's
changed in small ways. Like if you were to go back and maybe look at some of the lookbacks that we did too, like 2009 Donovan. With the Cena Hell in a Cell, like he's got the shaved head and he's a little more...
I don't mean on physical attributes.
You mean the way
personal and characteristic.
No, you got a good point, especially with his fucking gear. Like I like his gear, but it's been the same since 2004.
That's what I mean. He essentially looks the same if we went back 10 years. And I feel like he's still playing the same character. He's a badass. He's a man of few words. He does the dirty work.
Yeah.
Imagine just turning him into a babyface.
Well, he was. This was...
When he first was around?
No, because I guess you've been in and out, like you said, you're a casual fan. No, before this Jeff Hardy thing, he was in full Randy Orton babyface mode for, Don, how many months? Like a year? 9 months? Something like that, give or take? Yeah, so his quote-unquote heel turn recently was when he turned on Jeff Hardy, and all that stuff happened. So he's definitely more of a heel.
Oh, he plays a much better heel than babyface.
Yeah, he was kind of not struggling because I don't think Randy Orton struggles that much, but he was not doing the greatest as a babyface as of late.
It's just when I see Randy Orton on screen, I'm not like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm just like, okay. But
that's fair.
The match was amazing, though, between him and Hardy.
Yeah, shout out to him again. I think we've done that 2 or 3 times, but I don't know. Anything?
Well, him and AJ would be cool, but man, SmackDown's got a serious fucking problem right now. I think because there's no. I'm counting like there's no babyface.
SmackDown has way too many heels, eh?
And if there are, they're tied up. Like Rusev's fighting fucking Virgil.
Excuse me?
Rusev's fighting his lackey there, Alex Riley. Aiden English. Sorry, Aiden English. I mean, sorry.
You're killing me over here, bro.
And then
I wish we had you in studio for that. Fuck.
Daniel Bryan's doing whatever with the Miz, right?
Yeah.
And then Big E has so much potential, man. Like we talked about them doing something different, so I think it's time to let Big E kind of roam free and do some stuff. Maybe Big E Nakamura. I don't know. Let Big E roam. Let him roam.
Dude, that would be
just let Big E roam.
That would be fucking unreal.
What about like Orton and Shinsuke?
They did that.
They've already done that.
When was that? Last year?
Shinsuke and Orton.
Randy.
Oh, Shinsuke and Orton. When was that?
Did they fight at WrestleMania?
Was it a full storyline feud, or was it just...
yeah. They had it's crazy because we already forget, but it's because of
I don't remember
the amount of stuff that they do with 4 pay-per-views in 2 months or however much.
Yeah, they pump them out.
You know what I mean? But they've went down that road. So and then now they're both heels, so it wouldn't
work.
Yeah, not the way it would before. But
you know what I'm saying here with the babyface issue?
Oh, I totally know what you're saying, and I'm trying to think of more. And I really they're tied up, like you said. Maybe they need to break up the Shield, man, and bring some guys over to SmackDown.
Send Seth over.
Yeah, Seth or Dean. Or Roman, that would be awesome. I love Raw. Not have to see him on every Monday would be fucking...
There's no way they'd ever take Roman off Raw.
I know, it sucks, but it is what it is. I'm going to watch anyway, and I'm one of those guys.
No, he's the big dog.
Yeah, and I'm one of those fans that they're going, they watch anyway. So...
It's not going to deter you from watching it.
No, definitely not. It's just I want to know what happens every week. But, Don, did you have much more you wanted to pitch in, or...?
No, I've gave my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, it's been.
I'm not completely, in love with the product right now, But
Well, neither
we
am
go
I,
through this
but
as wrestling fans, you know. We go through it. It's all good. Like I'm still gonna watch too. Like, you know what I mean?
it happens, and I think doing the round tables and the look backs keep the blood flowing or the heart pumping or the juice.
It's like a bad marriage.
Juicing.
This is getting weird.
However many metaphors.
The relationship with wrestling, it's like a bad marriage, man. You got to keep the spark alive.
Yeah, you take the good with the bad.
Exactly.
There's up and downs with it,
Doing these shows help, and they make it more fun to watch. That's for sure.
It's
Anybody listening, we're happy that you tuned in. And Donovan, we're happy that you joined us for the phone call. It's been pretty sweet.
Yeah, I had a message I wanted to pass along to you.
Yeah.
Just make sure you go get the big dog.
The hounds of justice, buddy. The hounds of justice.
The hounds of justice, boy.
Oh.
Donovan, always a pleasure to hear you, lad.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Just give it one more quick shout out there if you want on your Twitter.
But yeah, the Twitter is at New School Money. Instagram, only one hangman. And everyone stay fucking classy.
Thanks, Don.
No problem.
Yeah, so that was pretty good, eh, Tanner?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You want to get your Twitter in one more time before we close out the show?
T-Price40.
Yeah, at T-Price40. We thank anybody, again, for joining in the show. It's always fun to do the roundtables, and we try and keep these shorter. We don't want to keep them too long, and we'll probably try and get one out a week if we can. If not, we're going to put them out whenever we feel like. We're going to try and keep the look-backs on more of a consistent schedule and get the roundtables out whenever they feel like they're really, needed and relevant. But thanks again for joining us. Check out my Twitter, at Salsa, SCELSA. Don't forget to check out the main Twitter of at Pro Wrestling LookBack is at PW LookBack on Twitter and Instagram. The email is prowrestlinglookback@gmail.com. Send us any comments, questions, concerns, whatever you want on there. That would be greatly appreciated.
You guys have a great night.
Yeah. Check out the website too, prowrestlinglookback@wordpress.com. And yeah, I'm Nick.
And I'm Tanner. Thanks for having me on the show, Nick.
No problem, man. Thanks for joining us, guys.